In recent years, you might have seen friends or influencers using the hashtag #HugaLife. They're probably pictured cuddled up reading a good book, sitting with a cozy blanket, or laughing with friends. Hygge does not have a direct English translation. It is a Scandinavian word. Hygge encapsulates a moment or a mood in which you feel especially cozy, charming, or warm. Why don't we have an English word for hygge? Well, it turns out that we don't have an English word for a lot of emotions and feelings. Feelings are hard enough to express in words that we know, but sometimes language makes it a little harder. In this video, I'm going to introduce to you some words that describe emotions that you may have felt before, but haven't been able to correctly identify. While some of these words come out from different languages, others come from the Dictionary of Obscure Sorrows. You might find yourself using these words to describe feelings that you didn't even know you had. Number 1. Saudade. Unfortunately, a lot of these words describe negative rather than positive emotions. Saudade is one of these words. It's Portuguese, and describes a nostalgic longing for a person or a place that happens to be far away. You're more likely to experience saudade if you know that you will never see this person or this place again. Fernweh is a similar feeling of longing. What makes this German word so unique is that it describes a longing or nostalgia for a place that you've never been. Many people experience this sensation after canceling travel plans for 2020. Number 3 is Guzzaleg. Guzzaleg is more comforting, although it's slightly different than hygge. Guzzaleg is a Dutch word that describes the coziness and warmth within a group of people. Hygge is often experienced alone, but may come about from a cozy blanket or a cup of cocoa. Guzzaleg is more than that. It's a feeling that you are loved, belong, and get along well with other people and atmosphere in a room. Number 4 is Kyobiko. This is the first word on this list that comes from the Dictionary of Obscure Sorrows. Author John Koenig uses this word to describe a state of exhaustion that comes from observing acts of senseless violence. Again, this is another word perfect for 2020. Now here's a fun fact about the word Kyobiko. It is also the name of the Shinto kami, or holy power, in the old Japanese religion. Kyobiko is a scarecrow that cannot move, but has awareness of what is going on around the world. Number 5 is Rasbluto. So let's go back to more tender feelings. Rasbluto is a Russian word that describes the feeling you get for someone that you once loved. It's not a negative feeling per se, it's more of a tender and accepting that you miss someone who's no longer in your life. Number 6 is Fistulage. Have you ever been so annoyed with someone that you lose all focus and concentration? Congratulations, you have felt Fistulage. This is a German word that correctly encapsulates how many people feel while working in customer service or retail. Number 7 is Giggle. When you see a baby or a puppy, you may experience giggle. This is actually a Filipino word for the feeling you get when you want to squeeze something that's just way too cute. Number 7 is one of my favorites. It's Shaden Freud. Let's say you see a cute puppy and a person that you don't like. You observe the cute puppy running away from that person that you don't like, and that person getting upset. Because of this, you feel a sense of joy in the fact that the puppy disappointed the person that you don't like. This is the feeling of Shaden Freud. It's a German word that has encapsulated this feeling so well, it's made its way into Broadway musicals and American pop culture. It basically means feeling pleasure in someone else's pain. Number 8 is Adrenitus. So here's another word from the Dictionary of Obscure Sorrows. Adrenitus is a feeling of frustration towards the amount of time it takes to get to know someone. Simultaneously, it's the wish that you could dive into a person's innermost thoughts first rather than sticking to the small talk. I'm sure a lot of my viewers on this channel have experienced this at one point. If you've ever longed for the idea of stargazing with a stranger and exchanging your deepest secrets, you've experienced Adrenitus. Next up, we have Grinjai. Sometimes these words do not have direct English translations because they're not an essential emotion within American or Western culture. And I think I'm far enough along to mention that I'm probably mispronouncing most of these words. However, I have spent quite a bit of time looking into how to correctly pronounce them. Many would agree that Grinjai is one of these words. Grinjai is a Thai word that describes the feeling of not wanting to impose. It is not just being considerate. You could also describe it as an anxiety behind ruffling someone's feathers or hurting anyone's feelings. Author Andrew Biggs says that Thais are very proud of their feeling of Grinjai. It is inherent to the Thai psyche. And because there's no exact English translation, they have got it into their heads that foreigners, namely Europeans, don't possess this feeling of Grinjai. Next up, we have Iksurepak. When linguists discuss the diversity of language, they often bring up this fascinating tidbit. Inuits have 50 different words to describe snow. They also have one word to describe the feeling of anticipation when you know someone is arriving at your door. You know the feeling, you keep looking out the window or checking your Ring app to see if they have arrived. This is Iksurepak. Number 12 on our list is Litest, and it's not that much of a fun emotion. Litest is a check word that describes the moment you witness your own misery and you start to feel shame, agony, or torture. This is a pointed shame. Many describe it as wanting to take revenge against the source of your own sadness. The last word on our list comes from the Dictionary of Obscure Sorrows. We'll end things on a cozier note. Chrysalism is the calm feeling that you may experience from being inside during a thunderstorm. If you enjoy a rainy day with a cup of tea, maybe watching Netflix, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. And lastly, before we end this video, I want to let you in on something. I recently launched my largest, most ambitious project yet. It's called the 30-Day Brain Bootcamp, and so what I've done is I've taken all of the best ideas and concepts of self-improvement that I've taught here on YouTube, and my courses, and through all of my coaching students, and I've distilled them all down into a 30-day program. This seems to be my one thing, the one thing I want to focus on. So, real quick, let me go over the 4 weeks. Week 1 is the Mindset module, where you'll learn everything about beliefs, changing your own identity, and mastering the mindset you need to know to take control of your life. Next up, we have Week 2, and it's the Social Skills and Dating module. And you better grab a chair because the stuff that's in here will change your life, I guarantee it. This thing is jam-packed with 7 days of the most powerful, potent content you've ever watched. You'll learn how to start and navigate any conversation, how to read body language effectively, and even how to properly flirt and then eventually set up a date if you want to. Now, I could go on and on about what you'll learn in Week 2, but hopefully you have the idea. Week 3 is the Personal Efficiency module, which sounds really fancy, but it's basically just all about productivity. From regulating your emotions and motivation to the psychological tricks of ordering your day, this week, I think in reality, could be its own business course. Lastly, we have Week 4, which is Sales, Persuasion, and the Money module. My own personal psychology of selling course is a 10-week course with hundreds of videos and thousands of students. But I've basically taken the best from it, including the copywriting hacks that I've used to build my own business, and put them into this module because I think everyone needs to understand the basics of sales and managing money. I also want to mention all students get complete and total access to all of my previous courses. The Psychology of Attraction, the Psychology of Productivity, the Psychology of Beliefs, and the mega course, the Psychology of Selling. Now, this 30-day Brain Bootcamp is actually launching right now, and it's closing on Black Friday. There will be challenges, homework, and rewards, as well as a community to share your journey with. The pre-launch of this project went so amazing that I'm throwing in some bonuses as well, but if you're interested in what those are, you'll have to click the link in the description below to see what they are. Anyways, enough of me explaining my passion project. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I hope you've enjoyed these interesting emotions. I'll see you in the next video.